Hello everyone, welcome to the session on analysis and design of algorithm. So in today's session we are going to discuss the searching problem. So before that, in the previous sessions we have learned various solution for sorting, right? So what do you mean by sorting? Sorting is nothing but arranging the elements in some order, right? So for that we have used a brute force approach and we have solved that particular problem using two solutions, right? So what all those solution is? So that is nothing but selection sort and bubble sort. Now what do you mean by searching? So searching is nothing but searching for some pattern in a given string, or else searching the element in the given list, so or else searching for the any videos in the your YouTube list. Okay, so many varieties of examples are there for searching, right? So here searching, so that is nothing but here we are finding something. So that is the definition for searching, right? So here we are going to solve the searching problem using this brute force approach. So that method is called as an sequential search. Okay, so if you are finding the solution for the searching problem using a brute force approach, then that particular solution is called as in what? The sequential searching. Okay, so that is what we are going to learn in this today's class. So that is sequential or linear searching. Okay, searching is nothing but what? Finding the element in the given list of elements, right? Basically what we are doing, we are finding what? So we are finding some element in the given elements, right? So say for example, if you have elements like 10, 20, 40, 35, 80 and 12. So these are the sum of the elements. If you consider these are the sum of the elements which are going to be represented using some array, we can say. If you are talking about the data structure, definitely we are going to store these elements in where? So same set of elements are going to be stored in an array, right? So let us consider we have an array of how many elements? So starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements are there. Therefore, so total number of elements are 6. So in a given elements, okay, I need to search for something. So what is that something is? So that is we can call that one as a key, or else we can call that one as an item. So whatever we are finding for, that is called as an what? The key element or the item, we can say. Okay, so now we are searching for the given key element. Okay, so whatever the key element you have, we are going to search that particular value or a element in the given list of elements. So that is nothing but what? The searching problem is. Okay, so how to do that? How to searching that element? So that is we need to do some operation. What is that operation here? So here we are going to do what? Comparison. Is it same? Is it same? Is it same? So like that we need to check, right? So say for example, if I ask for any if I call anyone's name, so or else if I want to call some student, okay, by that time, so how I am going to find that particular student? So by his or her USN, or by his or her name, right? So say for example Tejaswini, so I am going to search based on what? The name. Okay, so name I am going to match with what? So is there any Tejaswini in the student in a classroom or not? Okay, so likewise we are going to check, right? So in the similar way, so we have some key element here. So we need to find that key element in the given array of n elements. We need to find out. So what I will do? So definitely, so I will search for it. Searching in the sense what? I am going to do some operation. That operation is nothing but what? So here I am matching So matching, or else we can say comparison, we can say that comparison operation is nothing but what? Matching operation. So that is equal symbol we are going to use. So that is, we are going to compare the elements with a key element with the array elements. If the key element found at that particular position, so by that time what we will do? We will stop the algorithm, right? So now what we will do? So we will take some key elements. Say for example, let me take that key element as 12. Okay, some element I have taken. So now I need to find what? So does this 12 is present in this particular list or not? We need to find out. So for that what I have to do? I have to match with all the elements that is present in the array. Okay, so if I want to get the first occurrences, so for that one only we are discussing here. If you are finding the first occurrence of that particular key element in the given list, then we are just saying this element is going to be present at this particular point or in this position, like that we may say. Okay, so that is what we are finding. So that is what we will do. So we are just going to compare with 10 and 12. So the array elements. So how can I access this element? So this can be accessed through your indices value a of 0. So a of 0 with what I am going to check? So using what? The key element. So what is that key element is? The key element is 12. So either you can take that one as a key or an item, whatever you want you can call it. Okay. So now this 12, that is key element, 12 is going to match with what? So the first position of the array element, the value that is present in the first position of the array. So that is a of 0. So in a of 0 we have what? 10. So 10 and 12, is it matching? No, right? So whatever the key value I am searching for, this is not the value. So this is false. If it is false, what happens? So you have n number of n minus 1 elements are there in the array. So now what I have to do? I have to keep on checking the elements. So that is the searching process continue. So now what happens? So again, so the position will get changed. So I am going to check with a of 1. So a of 1 with key. So what is a of 1? 20 with 12. So is it matching? No. So again now the position will get changed. So next 40 is equal to 12. Is it true? This is also false. If it is false, it will come to the next position. Next, so next position value is what? 35. 35 is equal to 12. Again 35 and 12 is not matching, failed. Okay, matching process failed. Now what happens? So you have next element, that is in the fourth position we have 80. 80 is compared with 12. Again it is not matching, right? So simply we can say element does not found at that particular position. So you have one more element. So that is in the last position you have one more element, that is 12. 12 is equal to 12. Is it true? Yes. 12 is matching with the 12, right? So 12 is equal to 12. Therefore this is matching. Therefore the key element is present where? In the given list. So that is the result. So in which position it is? In the, so whatever the indices value we are accessing through that particular array, so that will be considered as an indices value. So in that particular position the element is present. So that is if we are using I as an indices value to access the array, so in ith position we have an element. So by chance if you are taking this one as 15, okay, so by that time what happens? So 15 false, 15 false, 15 false, 15 false, 15 false, again 15 false, right? So all the elements we have compared with all the elements, but still we have not found the element. So what is that? Unsuccessful search. Okay, so we does not found any element in the array. So now we need to write the algorithm. That algorithm should tell you that whether that key element is present in your array or not. Okay, so if it is present, just return that position where actually that element is. Okay, otherwise just return -1, that is the boolean value we can say. So if you are returning that -1 by saying the element does not found. Okay, so this is how we can check the element. So that is whether the element is present in the array or not. Okay, so let us write the algorithm for the same. Okay, so using which methodology we have solved? The brute force approach. So what is that brute force approach is? See, sequentially we have done. So every time, so if it is not, then we are going to the next position. If it is not, next position we are going either from this side or this side. So okay, so we are not doing any modification here, right? So all the elements we are going to check. Okay, if it is so. Okay, in case the key element is 40. We have taken the key element as 40. By that time what happens? So first element will be compared with 40, false. Second position element is compared with 40, false. So second position element is compared with 40. Now it is pass. So that means that 40 is equal to 40 true. That means that you have found the element in the second position. So now is it necessary for going for checking the next element? Yes, of course. If you want to check the second occurrence of that elements, then you can continue. But here we are checking for the first occurrence of the key element. So we are going to stop the algorithm there itself. Okay. So once we find out that whatever the element we are finding, so shall we whether we continue or not? No, right? So we are not going to continue the process. So what is that process is? So that is the matching process is keep on continue until unless you find the element. If it is found, it is successful search. If does not found, it is unsuccessful search. So that is what we need to write. So now what we are doing here, one matching process we are doing. So that is just we can say if condition, if a of 0, 1, 2, 3. So that is nothing but what your indices value I, right? So if you take the indices value, if you are accessing through indices value I, then a of I is equal to key. If so, what we are going to do? We are going to just return that position where actually that I is present. So that is where actually that element is present, sorry. Okay. So if that element is present over there, so I am going to return what? That position value. In the fifth position the element found by saying that. Okay. Otherwise what we need to do? So just we need to increment the I value. So simply we can have a for loop for I is equal to 0 to up to what? The last position. N minus 1, do the following process. So if so end for. So if you reach the end of the array, still you have not got the element means what? Unsuccessful search. So that means that the elements whatever we are finding for, that is not in the given list. Okay. So therefore what we need to do? Just return minus 1. That's it. Very simple, right? So that's why this brute force approach is very simple. So that is the sequential. So the name itself it is telling one by one we are going to compare the elements. That's it. If it is found, just return that position. Otherwise, does not found, minus 1. Okay. So otherwise we need to keep on checking the elements. If you have checked with all the elements and if does not found, then we need to go for what? So by saying, so by returning the minus 1 by saying the unsuccessful search. Okay. So let us write the algorithm for the sequential search. So algorithm So sequential search algorithm, sequential search of, so what are the inputs? So that is array of n elements, an array A I have taken and the n elements. So here to find the elements in the given list of n elements, so using which methodology, that is brute force methodology. Next input is what? The number of elements, that is the any positive integer, and then array are the array of n different elements, and then so output we are expecting what? So if the element found, we are going to return what? The position of that particular element. If the element does not found, then we are going to return what? -1 by saying, so the element does not found. Okay. So now let us write the algorithm. So here simply, so for I starts from 0 to n minus 1, do what we need to do? We need to check the condition if your key element is equal to the array element. So that is array of A. Then what we need to do? If it is so, so if the key element is present in your list, by that time what we need to do? We need to return that particular position, right? So just return the position where that element is present, that is I. So else endif, end for, and then finally, so if the for loop continue and reaches the end, and if the element does not found, then return -1. That's it. Okay. So if the element found, then we are going to return what? -1. Okay. So let us trace the algorithm. Let us take the same inputs and let us trace for finding the key element. Okay. So here I am going to demonstrate the tracing with the 3 different inputs. Okay. So first input, when key is equal to 10. So second demonstration is when key is equal to 35, and third one is when key is equal to 12 or 15. Okay. So actually 4 different demonstration has to be done, but I am taking only 3. Okay. So let us do the iterations. So here what is the variable term? We have I, and we are checking with what? The key element. Key is equal to A of I, right? So only 2 different iterations we are performing. So now when I is equal to, so when the algorithm has been called, by that time I starts with what? 0, right? So I is 0. So key element, so we have taken the key element as what? 10. Right. So the key element is 10. 10 is equal to A of I. What is I? I is 0. In 0th position we have 10. So that is 10 is equal to 10. This is true. If it is true, what is the action? If key element is equal to A of I, then what is the action? Return I. So that means that the key element found in the position I. What is I? The 0th position itself. So the key element found in 0th position or first position, we can say 0th position, right? In 0th position. Okay. So first one is over. Now second one. So let me take the second one. So second one, again I, and your key element is going to match with A of I. Right. So what is I? I starts with 0. So this is different and this is different. The inputs are different. Okay. But I am taking the array value same as it is. Okay. Now when I is equal to 0. So when I is equal to 0, what is the key value? 35 is equal to A of I. So what is 0? 0th position we have 10. So 35 is equal to 10. Is it true? False. So false. If it is false, so are you going to return I? No, right? Instead of that, it will goes to the control comes back to for loop. So in the for loop, we have 0 is over. Next is what? So I plus plus. So that is I plus plus is nothing but I gets increments. I is now 1. right? So in the first position we have, so is it lesser than n? So many elements are there, right? So we need to continue that. So when n is equal to, I is equal to 1, in the first position we have 20. So the key element is 35. 35 is equal to 20. Again it is false. If it is false, again control comes back to the for loop. Again I gets increments, I is 2. So again 35, your key element is 35, and in the second position we have 40. Again condition fail. If key is equal to A of I, is it true? It is false. If it is false, what happens? I gets increments. What is I? I is 3, right? I is 3. So now what happens? Again your key element is equal to, in third position what we have? In third position we have 35. Yes, we have found the element. So that is, the matching is done. So 35 is equal to what? 35. That is true. If it is true, what is the action? So we need to return I. So we are going to return what? The I position by saying 35 is present in the third position, right? So key element found at third position, right? So in the third position we are going to find what? The element, whatever we are finding for. Okay, so this is the second demo. So now third one, so let us take the key value as 12 or 15. So let me take 12. Okay, so why? Because here we have two different cases. One is for successful one, that is 12, and for unsuccessful search, that will be 15. So let me take 12. Okay, firstly 12. So I and key is equal to A of I. So array values are same as it is, okay, but the key element is got changed, that's it. Okay, now what happens? I starts with again 0. So from the we are calling a function, so that is sequential search of A comma n, and along with this, sorry, I have forgot to say here, we need to send the key element. Okay, so in the input, so we are sending the key element also, the element to be search. Okay, to be search, and this is any positive integer. This might be any positive integer. Sorry for that. Okay, so now the key element is what we are considering? 12. 12 is equal to A of I. A of I allenide 10 ide. So 12 is equal to 10. Is it true? That is false. If it is false, next we will go to what? So in the next iteration, I gets increments 1. So again 12 is equal to the key value, whatever I have taken is 12. 12 is equal to next position value 20. Again it is false. I gets increments 2. So next position value is 40. Again it is false. I gets increments 3. 12 is equal to 35. Again it is false. I gets increments 4. So key element, that is 12, is equal to 80. This is also false. I gets increments, that is 5 less than or equal to 6. Is it true? So true. So 5 is less than 5. Sorry, 5 is less than or equal to 5 is true. So it will be executing the next statement, that is 12 is equal to, next element is what? 12. So 12 is equal to 12 is what? True. So if it is true, what is the action? So we are going to return what? Return I. So we are going to return I. Therefore, so the key element found at, so which position? 5th position. Which position? The 5th position, the element has been found. Okay, now if I am taking the 15, okay, so another key element I am taking, instead of 12 I have taken 15, that's it. Okay, so here only I will write 15 is equal to 10, false. 15 is equal to 20, false. So 15 is equal to 40, false. So 15 is equal to 35, false. So 15 is equal to 80, false. 15 is equal to 12. Again it is false. So all are false. So that means that the 15, whatever the key element we are finding for, that is not present in the array, right? So that is the unsuccessful search we can say. So by that time what we are going to return? So we are going to return, so all the for loop, see actually I gets increments, it will be 6, 6 less than 6 is false, it will come out of the loop. Why? Because you have only 6 elements, right? So that's why it will come out of the loop. Once it is, if it is coming out of the loop, what we are going to return? -1 by saying the element does not found. So -1 is nothing but, so here the element does not found, okay? But observe here, observe carefully, see when the key element is 10, okay, so what is the operation we are performing every time? Comparison operation we are performing, alva. So now what happens? Key is equal to A of I, so 10 is equal to 10, we found the element. So are we matching the process, or are we continuing the matching process here? No, right? We are stopping the algorithm there itself by returning the position of that array, alva. So now what happens? So we are stopping the array elements. So matching process here only. The comparison operation will be stopped at the first position itself. So once you perform one single operation, you are stopping it, right? So this is, so only one iteration it is taking. Okay, so if I say the basic operation is a comparison, how many times your basic operation has been compared? Only one time. In a one time itself we got the result, so that you are stopping there itself, right? So this is one iteration. Next, coming to this one, how many iteration we have done? 1 equal, so 1 comparison, 2 comparison, 3 comparison, 4 comparison. So 4 iterations. Okay, so 4 iterations but successful search. Okay, so 4 iteration we have done. And coming to the 12th one, so 12. So in order to find the 12, so how many operations we have performed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 iteration we have performed. Iterations we have performed. But how many elements are there? Totally 6 elements are there. So in the first case, how many iteration you have done? Only 1 iteration. If you coming to this one, how many iteration you have done? Out of 6 elements, you have performed only 4 operation. That's it. So here you have a 6 elements and you have done 6 operations. So 6 comparison operation you have performed. And if you have a 15 also, if the key element is 15 also, by that time also how many comparison will be made? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times only. But still you have not got the element. So that is, this is the successful search, this is the unsuccessful search, even though the number of iterations taken are 6 times. So 6 elements are there and 6 times your basic operation has been performed. So why I am discussing these things are, if you observe this, so in this type of input we have executed our basic operation only for one time. And in this case, even though you have a 6 elements, we have compared only with the 4 elements. So here in this case, we have a 6 elements, we have performed all the 6 operations, right? So it is varying. Based on what it is varying? Only based on what? The key element, right? So of course here if you take the different array value also, then also it may vary, okay? But single array, but I have taken the different key element. So based on the key element, what is happening? Your number of executions are controlled, okay? Based on what? The key element along with your input size n, and also it is also based on what? The number of iterations is based on your input size, and also it is based on what? The key. Okay, based on that the number of iterations are varying. Okay, so that's why while doing the analysis this point is very important. Okay, so let us analyze the algorithm, you will get to know. So analysis. So for analyzing the algorithm, what is the first step? So we need to identify the parameters. What are all the parameters? So the parameters are So what are the parameters? The size of the input, right? So the size of the input that we call n, and also we have what? Along with that we have a key element. We are sending this one also as a parameter, right? So the key element also we are sending. Next, what is the second step? So in the second step we need to identify the basic operation. So what is the basic operation of this algorithm? Every time what we are performing, every time we are comparing with key element with the array element, right? So comparison is our basic operation. So or else matching we can say. The basic operation is what? So the basic operation is comparison. So what is that comparison statement is? If key is equal to A of I is the comparison operation. So now third step, the number of times basic operation executed is based on what? Based on input size n and also what? Key element. See, so even though you have n elements, okay, how many times you are performing? Only one time you are performing, right? So how you are controlling that? So that is controlled over with the key element. Key element found, we are just stopping it. We are not touching the n minus 1 elements over there, right? So because of that reason, here we need to, the extra factor is also there, that is the key element, right? The number of times your basic operation whatever we have, it is executed based on what? Along with your input, the key element is also there. That is called as the extra factor. Okay. So now, so is based on input and also on what? On the key element, that is called as an extra factor. Okay. So if so, what we need to do? If the key element, if the number of times the basic operation executed is based on input as well as on the extra factor, means what we need to do? We need to calculate the time efficiency for the given algorithm in a best case, worst case and average case separately, right? So find worst case and average case time efficiency separately, right? So we need to find out the best case, worst case, average case efficiency, what separately we need to find out. Okay. So now 4.1 or 4.A. So we need to set up a summation equation, right? But here, so first one is what? We need to find out the best case efficiency. So if you want to find out the best case efficiency, okay, so here what we have, so here in the first position itself the array elements got found. That means how many times the basic operation has been performed? Only one time. So that means that, so here the best case, if what is the best case of this algorithm? If the key element found in the first position, if the key element first position, then that case will be considered as an best case. But how many times your basic operation perform? Only one time. So that means that 5A, so T of n, the number of times the basic operation executed, will be equal to 1 time. So that is your time efficiency belongs to big omega of 1. Okay, only 1 time your basic operation is going to be executed. So that is the first one. So that is 4a, best case. And what about the worst case? So what is the worst case? 4b. Worst case efficiency. So worst case efficiency is, see, if the key element is found at the last position or if the key element does not found. How many times your basic operation will be performed for the given all the inputs, right? So worst case will be the if the key element found at last position or unsuccessful search takes place, then it is called as an worst case efficiency of the algorithm. Therefore, what is the time efficiency then? What is the time efficiency? T of n, that is nothing but now we need to set up the summation equation. So, in the algorithm we have if A of I is equal to key and above that we have a for loop 0 to n minus 1, 2, right? So this is our basic operation. On top of that we have a for loop. So we need to set up a summation equation. Summation I is equal to starts with 0 to n minus 1. So 1 unit of time to compare this key element, right? So 1 unit of time it will take. So now we can apply what? Upper bound minus lower bound plus 1. Plus 1 minus 1 get cancelled. Your T of n is equal to what? T of n. So that is your T of n belongs to big O of what? N. Okay, so that is your worst case efficiency of the algorithm. That means that for a given n inputs, so your basic operation is going to executed for n times. Okay, so that is the worst case efficiency of this algorithm. Then what is the average case? If the key element found in between the first position to last position is the average case. So how to find out that average case? So if the key element found in between the first position or the last position, that is the average case, right? 4C. So if the key element between what? First or last position, then this will be considered as in what? The average case efficiency of the linear search, okay, or sequential search. Then what is the time efficiency? 5C. So your time efficiency function T of n is equal to, so how many elements we have? 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus etc. n elements we have, right? So why we are adding all the things? Whenever we are calculating the average of two numbers, by that time what we will do? We will take the two numbers, so we will take the sum of those two numbers and divided it by number of values. So the number of values are what? Two numbers in the sense 2. So A plus B divided by 2. So that is how we are going to calculate the average, right? In a similar way, if you have a n numbers, see, since we have taken the n numbers here, if you have a n numbers, how to calculate the average for that case? So that is, take the sum of n numbers divided by n. So this can be written as what? Sum of I is equal to starts with 0 to up to n we have and I we have divided by n, right? So now for this we have a formula n into n plus 1 divided by 2. We have what? Divided by n we have. So n get cancels, you will be remaining with n plus 1 divided by 2 is your time efficiency function. So T of n is equal to n plus 1 divided by 2. So which also we can say T of n lies between big theta of n. Okay. So your T of n belongs to big theta of n. So which is approximately equal to n times. Within that n only your number of iterations will come. Okay. So this is about the best case, worst case and average case efficiency for the linear search or sequential search. Okay. So in the next class we are going to learn the next problem, that is string matching process. Okay. Thank you.